Hi everyone. Today we're going to be speaking with Chris Samuels of Ritual Howls, which is, depending on who you speak to, I guess, gothy kind of gloomy, dark wave kind of band. One I really like. I'm just going to get Chris. Hey, you're
Hello.
there. You work.
Hi. It's
How are
working.
you?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, good. Yeah, you're the clearest, of most people
I've
that I've
got a
spoken
light
to.
right here and I'm gonna try to
Try
get
to,
it just right.
yeah.
There we go.
Awesome. Mood lighting.
Yeah, it's nice.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. How are you going through this whole COVID thing?
It's about the same as anybody else. I
Mm,
was already sort of distancing anyways.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, just more time to work on music and stuff.
yeah. So you've just been using it to do, focus on creative stuff.
Yeah, and I work from home already, so
Oh, there you go. So
yeah, well,
it's no
actually,
big
nobody really
change.
knows. Yeah, yeah. But I work from home, and so I was already here, and my
Yeah,
work wasn't affected really. Business was as usual for me.
yeah. So you kind of not much has changed then, I
No.
guess. Aside from touring side of things, I guess.
Yeah, our whole tour was wiped out. We
Yeah.
we were slated to go to Europe in May and June.
Hmm.
Yeah, and just done.
Done. Yeah. And do you
Yeah.
know if they're going to be rescheduled
Yeah, it's
or
rebooked.
rebooked yet? The
Yeah.
same time or
It's earlier May, but yeah, we are. I think the only thing that's really out there is Wave Gothic Treffen that
yeah.
we are playing, that we were going to play in 2020.
Yep.
So that's already rebooked.
Yeah.
And they're doing it a little earlier this year than they were last year or this year. Next year they're doing it
Next year.
earlier, yeah, which is cool because our tour gets to start earlier in May and end with WGT,
Yep.
where it was going to start with it before. So
Yeah. So you kind of
yeah,
have a nice
yeah,
ending of it. Yeah. I guess it's just that waiting to make sure that's definitely everything's gonna happen when it's meant to happen. I
yeah.
think I think Europe will be all right. I feel like Europe will be all right, but yeah, whether they let other people in, that's kind of the thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like,
Technically, are they not letting Americans in?
yeah, they're not letting Americans in at the
Yeah,
moment. Yeah, but like by that time, hopefully
sure.
you have a vaccine by then, and most of you have taken it,
Yeah.
and like
I
your
mean, we
numbers are a lot lower.
and we're getting offers to play Mexico um in like February.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
but it's pretty, I know it's pretty rough in Latin America right now.
yeah. It's really hard because heaps of bands have been asked to play like March, you know, like
Hmm.
Feb, March, April, May, June, and it's kind of like, yeah, but we don't
Yeah,
100% know. Like it
would love to.
might get to December and then be all like, nah, has to be moved out or,
Totally.
whatever. So it's kind of like a weird time for
Yeah.
everyone in music, like, and promoters as well, because it's like they've had to, wipe like everyone they had and try and see if they can get them to come next time or
Hmm.
move them around and if it actually works, because it depends how many other things you guys are doing, whether you
Yeah.
can fit it in. Like,
Well, then, this whole surgence of live streaming, where a lot
yeah,
of bands were live streaming. We wanted to do something like that,
hmm,
but we just weren't even getting together.
yeah,
Some bands were doing it and they were like, "Fuck it," but we were like isolated,
yeah.
so
Yeah, because
we didn't.
some people have done the whole which I find would be hard, where you have everyone
Yeah, remote.
Yeah, I don't know how kind of that works, but yeah, like I've seen some people do that. I think Metallica did one where they were like, you
I
know,
saw,
like
yeah, Rolling Stones do one where they're,
yeah,
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 yeah. But I mean, it's not that easy to do when it's like that.
no,
Easier when you're all in the same video rather than all
yeah,
separately trying to do stuff. Um, yeah, it makes it a lot harder
totally,
to do stuff. And then if you can't meet up with anyone, it's a lot harder, especially because a lot
yeah,
of bandmates aren't in the same cities as well.
sure.
So you like, hey, can't tour, like, or even like practicing and stuff is just not gonna happen.
Yeah, I don't know how he would do it. How
Yeah,
any band does it like that.
yeah. Like with working on the new music, are you like any of it? Like, would you send it on to the guys and then they just have a listen, or are you just keeping it to yourself till
I
you
mean,
can meet?
yeah, with us, I'm always working on music, right? So I'm always working because of what I do. I can, it's all digital stuff, and
Yeah,
and then I'm doing a lot in the computer as well in the box. So
yeah,
there's a lot of stuff that I'm doing all the time, anyways.
yeah,
And Paul and I, we kind of we sort of throw back and forth project files.
yeah,
So, and that always we always did that. So we
yeah,
just sort of kept doing that during the coronavirus, the
yeah,
main part of it. Um, but then other than that, really like the new stuff would come from being together and
yeah,
jamming out something new. So
yeah.
it doesn't feel new or done until we get together and play it.
Do it, yeah. And then like I
Yeah.
suppose, and then lyrics are like a whole
Yeah.
other thing.
Yeah. Paul
Like
really
so,
sort of slaves away at getting the lyrics, just right. And he never really works on the lyrics until a lot of the songs are done
yeah.
or established.
So we can kind
So
of, I guess, phonetically see where they're gonna fit.
yeah, yeah, totally.
Because you can write lyrics, but they're not gonna fit when you sit and listen to the music.
Yeah, I mean it's
Like it's
totally
like this
different.
is not, yeah, gonna go in
Hmm.
there at all. Um, as well. And you guys have like clocked up quite a few releases now.
Yeah.
I think the first one that I ever heard was the My Friends Bury Their Souls. Um, that was the first one I heard, and then I think the one that I like fell in love with was Turkish Leather,
Hmm.
and I was like, this is so. That was like my favorite, and I just love the artwork for that, and the whole
Yeah.
like themes
Hmm.
around it, and um, yeah, it's just like really like the sound was like so. I don't know. I feel like the sound was just so tight on that album,
You
and
know,
everything kind of flowed. Yeah,
yeah, what's so that record, before that record, we were writing, or we had already written and had jammed and played for like 2 years those songs.
right.
So, unlike other records, I mean,
Yeah,
we've done it somewhat similar, but that particular record, from the first record we did, where we wrote songs and then worked on them for a while and then recorded them ourselves, so it was
yeah,
what it was. But until to the second record, which was the first record with Felt,
yeah,
we had played those songs live, toured on those songs for like 2 years.
yeah,
So the tightness, I think, comes through, like you're saying. So when we
yeah,
recorded
yeah.
it, it was like there was no like, what do we do here? What do we? It was just there. All the songs were
There,
there.
yeah. So kind of,
Yeah,
it's almost like seamless. It just, yeah, it fits so well together. It's such a well
yeah,
put together album.
yeah.
Um, yeah, it definitely remains my favorite. Like I remember, yeah, me and an old housemate a couple of years ago just used to have it on rotation
Nice,
quite a lot
nice.
on the record player, and then of course Their Body and Into the Water as well. And I haven't had a good proper listen to Rendered Army yet. But I wanted to ask what your like what is your thoughts on that compared, like, is there an evolution there or a difference in the sound, or
Um,
what would you say is different moving on from like Turkish Leather to Into the Water and then going into that?
the one big difference is, with Rendered Armor, we spent more time. I spent a lot of time, on my own with the music before
Hmm.
we typically we would, we write music and then we play it and then we go to a studio and record it.
Yep.
Um, but because of what I do, I have to sort of get the MIDI portion of it ready so that
Hmm.
I either have to like live jam the drum machine, or if I get the MIDI
Yep.
right and buttoned up, I can show up to the studio and play back and multi-track the drum machine. And
Yep.
so if I get the MIDI right as I learned before the studio, it sounds great. With Rendered Armor, it was a lot of time with me just working on the songs,
Yep.
us tracking the songs ourselves.
Yep.
And then once we were done doing all those sort of things, we went to the studio just for like 1 or 2 days.
Yep.
So that was different than all the other records.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the production, I think, is more satisfying for us
Yep.
because we touched it a lot longer and
Yeah. Yeah. You
a
kind of,
lot more of it.
yeah, you had your hand like right in there.
Yeah, yeah. Usually you go to the studio and the or the engineer or some. We've never really had a producer, but
Yeah.
the person running the board, the engineer is like, okay, we're going to set this up, we're going to set this up, and we say what we want, and we stand over the shoulder and mix it. Like I say with
Yeah.
Rendered Armor, it was all of us doing that internally for months and months, and then we went to the studio, and it was like, you just have to do what you do with
Yeah. Yeah. So you
Mr.
had like a
Engineer
really
guy.
clear, yeah, you had
Yeah,
a really clear like directive really for him. Like this is pretty much done. You just do your little bit.
totally.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. That's a lot. Like it's a lot better and a lot more freeing when you've got more control over it,
yeah.
and
It's
you
more
don't have to worry
satisfying.
about, yeah, you don't have to worry about sort of other people touching stuff and like
Totally.
don't ruin my thing.
Yeah. I
Make
mean,
it
that's,
kind of,
we always work with people that we know too. We never really
yeah,
went out of state to a studio or hired a producer. We've never, like I said, we never had a producer. We did go to Chicago for Their Body. And
yes,
so
yeah,
for
yeah,
us, that's, it's like a 5 hour drive. And then we go and we stayed the night there, or we stayed like 4 or 5 days there and
yeah,
worked on the record. And so that was sort of immersive and different. And Their Body is different, I think. The sound and the
yeah,
feeling. It's an EP, but whatever. But it's sort of its own thing.
yeah, it is. Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say it's got its own real vibe about it.
Yeah,
It sets it kind of apart from the other releases,
totally.
definitely.
Yeah.
Um, and I was gonna say with the guys and you, like when did you guys sort of come together and like how did Ritual Howls like become Ritual Howls?
Um, I, through mutual friends, I was asked to play drums with a project that Paul was playing guitar in
Hmm.
and singing. And I don't really play the drums, but I can play the drums, but I just know
Yeah,
basic stuff.
yeah,
Um, and that that kind of fell apart, that project. I was only there for a couple practices, never played live with them, but
hmm,
and and then so that went away. But I was like, wow, this guy Paul has got a good voice. He wasn't
yeah,
doing like a falsetto thing. A lot of people just bring their voice high, and he wasn't trying to
yeah,
make it low. It was just like his voice was just baritoning, just coming out from his gut. And he
yeah,
was
yeah.
playing
That
guitar,
just
yeah. So this whole thing, like his guitar style and the twangy and the voice, I was like, that could be cool with like what I do, which is mainly electronic, industrial, big beat, heavy. My background is all like the industrial stuff
yeah,
to the weird coil stuff.
yeah,
So I was like, yeah, this could be a good juxtapositioning of, and I was mainly working just doing visual art at the time. I sort of like given up making or trying to pursue music in a way that was not even professional, just fulfilling. Like I was just working on
yeah,
visual art, and I was asked to play drums. I'm like, yeah, this would be fun because I haven't played music with people in a while. Met Paul about 6 months after that band ended. I called Paul up. I was like, dude, let's jam. I do actually, like, I don't just play the drums. I do all this electronic shit. And
yeah,
so when we got together the first time, he had brought Ben in,
Right.
because they knew each other because they grew up in a similar city.
Yeah.
So that was the first time I met Ben. Was at the first Ritual Howls practice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, yeah, and yeah, so then we just basically what we did the first time is what we've been doing ever since, which is nobody was like, do it this way. Nobody had sort of that ego of like, do it like this, or I envision it like this. I had ideas, Paul had ideas, Ben had ideas,
Yeah.
but we just sort of everybody did their own thing, and when you put it together, that's the Ritual Howls thing.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's the sound. It's like, so it's cool because I never have to force anything like, oh, we gotta try to do it like this. It's just
This.
I'm gonna make
Yeah.
a beat and you're gonna play the guitar, and if that happens, that's like Zema
Yeah.
or like
Yeah.
whatever, what other song.
Yeah. Yeah. And then and yeah, and like you said, I think Paul has a great voice
Yeah,
for like yeah, it just sort of like it doesn't feel forced or
yeah, exactly.
sometimes you hear like that kind of goth sounding dark wave and you can kind of
Yes,
feel like it's not natural the way the person's singing. They're putting on the voice more so than, but it just sort of seems like, yeah, it's just his regular voice, just
it's his
how he
regular singing
sings.
voice. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
he
and you
obviously
can,
likes Scott Walker. He likes that, Johnny Cash or the Leonard Cohen. He
yeah,
likes that, and that he's pulling from that. But when he's doing it, it's not any one of those, right? It's not like a Sisters of Mercy or because
yeah,
to that point, a lot of the people singing like that are using it as sort of like an instrument in the sense that they're turning it low because that's what the instrument needs to sound like.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then Paul is just sort of saying, "This is what I do," and that just happens to fit. And that's another thing
With
because we,
everything,
yeah, we like obviously get put into this category of goth or post punk, but we don't really listen to any of that
yeah. Any of
music a
that,
lot.
yeah, yeah. I noticed that like a lot of the things online, like if you look at anyone who talks about you, it's like yeah, it's very much like talking about goth and like and all this kind of stuff. And then yeah, it does mention, like lots of things like yeah, like Sisters of Mercy and Christian death and like all that kind of
Christian
stuff. And
death,
it's like you can kind of see, but not, but yeah,
yeah,
Old Christian Death is great. Like I love the, like the first album and stuff. It's great.
yeah,
But like yeah, like but that seems to be the common yeah, like way that people try to explain your music. Like,
sure.
you know, um
It's like,
I
yeah,
think it's hard because it's not a job like it's not easily categorized either, I don't think.
yeah. That's another thing. I mean,
Mm.
yeah, I feel that we really do have a sort of different sound, but similar in some, we can pull from the band that you just mentioned. And I mean,
Yeah.
we've all listened to it and we like that. But like I was mentioning, when we got together and we started playing, that was just our sound. It was a
Yeah, that's just
industrial
how it
beat
came
with a
out.
twangy guitar over it. And Paul already sang the way he sang, and he was never singing. He never was in a goth band. So you put
Yeah,
all
yeah.
together, and you got like a formula for some proto goth band
Yeah.
without any like intention of doing that. It's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like it's really authentic because it's not yeah, you can see that it's not a deliberate
Yeah,
thing, that it's just like this is just how it came out.
yeah.
And
Just
it's
how it
like the
came
way
out.
it is.
That's it. That's it.
Um, so yeah, and it's like you're saying you did visual art. Have you had much to do with like with the art and things
Yeah,
like
I
that
mean,
for Ben?
yeah. Yeah, that's what I was doing. Music was always something that I've done since I was a kid. And I had a industrial project really early on, and
Hmm.
but visual art just sort of was like took hold and went to school and showed and just was doing it in a sense as much as I could do, showing internationally, showing in America or elsewhere, and
Hmm.
trying to sell work and do residencies and things like that. And yeah, that when we started, I just got back from a residency in the United States called Skowhegan,
Hmm.
and that's it was a really good residency, and it was like sort of a springboard where I was going to go to grad school. I was going to go to
Yep.
grad school or do more band stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I did try to, I mean, I applied and I got an interview for grad school. And, with MFA, it's sort of like you get, there's only so many spots and then you interview and
Hmm.
then you get on a waiting list if you don't get picked. And I was on the waiting list and the band is starting to do this thing. And I'm like, well, I guess
Yeah.
I'm just gonna,
Gonna
and then
go that
so,
way.
yeah, but I was showing work still, and making
Yeah.
work. And so in between touring
Did,
and playing, I was showing in, New York or here or somewhere else. But
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
so it's sort of just, I just sort of like not stop pursuing it as hard.
Yeah, yeah. So are you still doing the visual art now? Like can you look it up and see it or
No, no, I mean, I'm not actively making like physical pieces. A lot of what
hmm
I did was sort of shifted into, because I would use a sort of an array of medium,
hmm
more installation, where I would
Yep,
use physical objects, two-dimensional prints, and then video,
yep.
and using projectors, etc. And so a lot of the more recent stuff that I would do that sort of quenches that angle, that thirst of mine, is like video. So
Yeah.
some sort of video work, and so I've made a couple of videos for Ritual Howls,
hmm
and just doing short films, working on a couple
Yep.
short films the last couple of years, and actually I've got another project that's about to be put out by Felt, and we can talk
hmm
about that and maybe a little bit
Yeah.
after this. But
Yeah.
so, and I'm doing visuals for that. I'm doing a video for that, and so it's just more visual output with the
Yeah.
music.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, I had no idea that you'd like shown places and had residencies and stuff.
yeah. I
That's
mean,
really
it just
cool.
like I said, it went like this.
Yeah.
I was like,
But at least
I could do it.
you can kind of mix the two now in a
Yeah,
way.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And like, so it's kind of like a melding of the two. And I mean, that's a
totally.
really amazing thing to be able to even just to say that you exhibited here and had residencies here and
Yeah.
stuff
No, I'm
in visual art. So it's like that's pretty good. It's not an easy thing to do, especially.
Ben also makes work.
Oh
Um,
wow, yeah,
yeah, Ben's make work. He shows his work as well. I don't mean he's still active, but he's like me, he's not pushing it as hard as we
it's
were.
hard. Yeah,
Yeah, but he makes ceramics and he does sort of 2D painting or sort of multimedia painting, and
yeah.
yeah,
That's cool. That's really cool. Um, so yeah. Did you want you can talk? Do you want to talk about your other project while
sure.
we're on it? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited about it because it's
Yeah.
new. Um, it's called Mission to the Sun.
hmm
Just super
And
new project.
this is on Felt Records
This
as
will
well.
this will be coming out on Felt in November, early December, I think.
Hmm
Definitely in that time zone, the end of November.
Yep.
And it's myself and my friend Kadil Slavin,
hmm
a friend of mine who I've known for a long time. Um, and it's different than Ritual Howls.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's only one song with a drum beat in it.
Yeah.
So it's very much in the vein of the sort of coil,
Yeah.
um, rhythmic but weird, uh, atmospheric but not annoying, and like
Yeah.
you want to skip through it,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So it's a
Yeah.
mixture of sort of experimental and, but the influences are definitely like there's coil in there for sure. There's White
hmm
House. There's, sort of, just that, I don't know. I mean, there's that weirdness, some psychic TV, just some difference than probably a lot of.
Puts out. Yeah. So is it more? Yeah. 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 Was there a I was gonna say, is it gonna be purely instrumental?
No, I make
Okay,
all the
cool.
music, and Cadil is doing all the vocals.
Yep.
There's one, there's, you know, there's so we have this record coming out, and there's other songs that we're ready to put out as well. And then there will be instrumental songs because obviously it's going to be weird enough to have just
Hmm.
instrumental. But imagine
Yeah. Yeah.
Cadil's voice is sort of, he's Russian. He moved to America when he was 15.
Yeah.
He's got that Eastern European-ness in his voice.
Voice. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so he's got a low tone. He's not really a singer.
Yeah.
It's interesting, but he can carry a note. What I mean,
Yeah.
I really just think about it as sort of it's very much in like the punk rock vein where it's just like I'm gonna do it, and he
Yeah.
gets
Like
on there and he
that
sings.
kind of
Yeah,
DIY
yeah,
experimental
yeah,
way, yeah.
yeah. Like Paul is a way better singer and better, and you know Paul would shy away from all that, but he is a way better singer, like tonality. But
Yeah.
Kirill is sort of yeah, so it's just sort of a like fuck it, I'm gonna sing on this, and I like it, and it's different, and it helps with the melodicness of the songs that don't have a lot of beats or any
Yeah, yeah.
rhythm.
So
Um,
what's the kind of I guess like the inspo and the like themes that this project's sort of touching on?
I mean, there's a lot of sort of like metaphysical and spiritual angles to what Kirill
Hmm.
is writing,
Yep.
his lyrics. And it's very much sort of like a Philip K. Dick world.
Yeah.
So, you know, like post-apocalyptic, but also realistic and
Yeah.
mixed with sort of the metaphysical. It's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, it sounds really interesting. I'm looking forward to hearing it.
Yeah, I'm excited because, like I said, it's different. You know, I'm conscious of how the music is going to be different, but I'm also like making something that I think a DJ or somebody that would play it in a club or play it live could mix it in with something else.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know, so
And
it's
or they
not
could,
just yeah, so they can mix it in with I mean because there's a rhythm and there's a tempo to most all the songs.
mhm.
And you know, I hate when people are just making this bedroom music that's sort of just like deep in your head and it's just so fucked up and weird that you know you skip through it, you scrub through it to the middle and to the end. You know, I
Yeah, yeah.
like something that's got like a purpose. So I think these
Yeah.
songs they have a purpose. They could be played, they could be mixed by somebody that's putting together a set. They
Yeah,
could
yeah.
fit in, you know, and so that's something that I think about. I mean, I'm conscious of, especially with this, with just being weird and with music.
Yeah, yeah. And then yeah, it can be repurposed in different
Hmm.
ways.
Totally,
Yeah.
because I'd love for people to just play it and mix it into something with like a 4/4 beat, or mix it in with some noise, or just, I mean, really like just with visual art, you sort of sit away in your room, in your studio, and you make this thing. It's all personal and it's all selfish because it's all just
Yeah.
your ideas, and then you
Yeah,
put it
yeah.
out in the world, and it's not done. It's like now it's in the world, and now the world sort of gives it this new extra dimension, and you sort of
Yeah.
just
Everyone else then takes parts from it as well, don't they? Like in buffering a little bit there. So oops, just a little buffer. Sorry guys, I'll just wait if he comes back. Ah, he's just left here. Assume he's coming back. He's just stuck on buffer. If anyone has any questions for Chris, also just put them in the box down the bottom with the question mark, and I'll ask them for you. Just makes it easier for me to see them um, rather than all the comments going up and down as well. Um, just wait for him to come back in. And hang on, I was just going to say, the next guest I'll be having will be Zach from Oozing Wound, which will be tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to that one. So they're a really, really, really fun band. Kind of like, hard to explain. Heavy riff, doom, metal sludge kind of, but very, very fun, rad dudes. So yeah, if that's your vibe, you should definitely join in tomorrow. That will be, I believe that one is 9 o'clock LA, but I'll have to double check that one. Just wait and see if we can get Chris back in. He's just taking his time, coming back. It's amazing how many people have, here we go, problems with the internet. In other countries, I thought Australia had bad internet, but it turns out ours is not too bad. He's just coming back now. Hey!
My phone died.
Yeah, it's okay. I was just saying, it's so funny how many people have had issues with the internet. Like, Australia's supposed to have the worst internet compared to the rest of the world, but I've been perfectly fine. And
I've been
everyone else
fine
has
normally.
been, your phone just died of battery.
It died
Or
because it was overheating.
oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird.
Hopefully it doesn't do that again. It feels hot, but
Is it an older? Is it
no,
like
it's a
an
newer
older
phone.
iPhone?
It's
Oh, that's
new.
weird.
I don't know.
Shouldn't be overheating.
No.
Crazy time.
Yeah.
Like, no, weird. I was trying to remember what I was actually going to say. Yeah. So you were saying, yeah, that about the themes and stuff in your new project. And so then I was going to go back and then say, in Ritual Howls, like, I'm really fascinated by Paul's lyrical palette, I guess, and like where he comes from on each album. Like, there's just so many layers to his songwriting, and I was wondering, like, how does that kind of, do you guys just leave him to do what he does and come in, and then does he just sort of go, hey, this is what I've got, like, this is how we're going to fit it in, what do you guys think, blah blah blah, or is you kind of give him his own reign when it comes to the lyrics?
I just cut out there, but I heard most of what you said.
Yeah,
Can you hear
you're
me?
back again. I can see you. Yeah,
Okay.
I was just saying, Paul.
Yeah,
Yeah,
his
like
lyrics and
his palette of songwriting is like,
totally.
yeah, I was just saying, like, they're so interesting, and he kind of has, yeah, this whole mythology, and he goes into all this sort of stuff. And I was just saying, like, how he come in with these lyrics, and you kind of give him free reign there, or and he goes,
I
hey, what
mean,
do you think of this? Or
yeah, basically, I mean, Paul writes them on his own, and most of the time he has shown up and they were like, they were what they were supposed to be. But a lot of
yeah,
times, with him and I will talk, and he'll just sort of talk about the idea of what the song might be about,
hmm,
and in a very minimal way, I sort of just give him any information that I could give him to help him.
yeah,
Um, and but he, like, recently I was telling him, because we're writing a new album right now,
yep,
and I was telling him about creating a persona,
hmm,
um, and maybe multiple personas, which is what I do in my job,
hmm,
and that helps. As you may know, it helps sort of flesh out this fictitious person, and you can
yeah.
put their wants, desires,
You can,
pain
yeah, you can
points,
put it, yeah,
and yeah, brands they like, if you were trying to work on a product. But and so I guess he was taking my suggestion. He was working on something like that, but he very much has his own palette, like you said, and he
yeah,
pulls from it. It is very narrative,
mm,
and I think that's because again, we all actually are visual artists. Like Paul works on
Yeah.
video and he writes when he's not
Yeah.
writing Ritual Howl lyrics too. So it is interesting because like the byproduct is Ritual Howl's music. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's not like it's interesting. Um, but yeah,
It's kind of like you three are kind of this mecca of artists, and then and then you've got this collective called Ritual Howls, which is like the kind of like the coming together of all three sort of thing.
it's like the main output of us three together, but there's all
Yeah,
these other outputs that we're doing that are forming when we're actually working on the music.
music. Yeah,
It's interesting.
I'd love to read Paul's writing. So
Yeah.
he actually does writing as well.
Yeah, I don't know if he's ever wrote or published anything.
Published. Yeah.
But you know, we did put out a book of all our lyrics.
Hmm.
And so that really does read as sort of a book of poetry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
I
yeah,
love it
but
when
he's
people
doing a lot of
get
that.
books out of that. I love that.
Yeah.
Books of lyrics, because I think
Yeah.
not so much so you know, not really so you know what the words are to the songs, but like, I like it because of that, um, the poetic side of it.
Totally. The
You
different
know, like
contexts of the lyrics or the words on a page, all of a
yeah,
sudden they seem like more powerful maybe.
yeah, yeah. You kind of like you can, you know, like I write a lot of poetry as well, and like the word, yeah, words are really a big thing for me. I love words, and I'm very lyrical. I love when someone just really nails something amazing
Yeah.
lyrically. And so I love it when people put out books of their lyrics, because they take on a life of their own
Totally.
and become something else. And like, you know, you'd know as well, obviously, that people take a song that is, you know, Paul's written from whatever view of his own or whatever, and people reinterpret that in their own way
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
make it their own, you know, in whatever way. And I think when you write them down, you can sort of do that as well, but there's like this kind of more authority to it
Totally.
when you read it on a page.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, can be more powerful when you see them separate, just there.
Yeah.
Um, so with the new album, then what can you tell us about that? Anything?
It's awesome. Um, it's really early.
Yeah.
Um, we probably have like 6 solid songs
Hmm.
and 12 total song ideas.
Yep.
So like we basically start with our just recording from our phone, which I'm sure everybody does. But we have a shit ton of these phone recordings I mean, basically what we do is we do this phone recording and we jam out ideas. And then I kind of take this whole folder of songs and sort of just pick the best ones that I think that everybody's going to be into. And
Yeah.
that list is 12.
Yep.
And then at that point, Paul actually starts naming the folders, the songs.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we have these 12 folders that Paul has named, and inside those folders are the various versions of the phone recordings.
Yeah. Yeah.
And right, and so as they get better, they kind of get bumped up to more of a solid actual song.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
we've got 6 of them. So half of them are sort of song ready.
Yeah.
And
So what do you record it with on your phone, out of interest?
the voice memo thing.
Just the voice memo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome.
We used to have a Tascam app,
Yeah.
which was sort of a digital field recorder app version of a
Yeah.
field
Yeah.
recorder. But yeah, we just used a voice memo and
That's
it
pretty
works.
cool.
So we actually thought about this time we're gonna do like a real scratch track where we set up a mic and we record just us playing in a room like any band would at the studio. And so we can have a better version of this demo.
Yeah.
So we're probably going to do something like that. We don't necessarily need to, but we just maybe have a better
You just
version.
want to. Yeah.
Yeah, but basically like when we take these songs, we turn them into folders in Dropbox, and we're sharing them and we're talking about them. I start creating Logic Pro project files, which is what I
Yeah.
use to. So I use Logic, and so I start creating Logic projects from the songs, and I start putting in all the building blocks of what I do.
Yeah.
So I start all that, and we're in the middle of doing that now. So in terms of the flow, the process, we're doing that. We've got 6 of them ready. The idea is to do what we did for Rendered Armor, and then go into the studio for a couple days to do a professional mix.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, we don't have an exact date, but I think we're talking early spring 2021.
Yep.
Or late winter 2021.
Yep.
But that's the timeline.
Timeline, yeah. And what is it? Would you say, is it like kind of directional wise? Is it like a bit heavier or same vibe, or
Yeah, it's sort of this. It's definitely Turkish leather, rendered armor. It's Turkish leather into the water. Definitely that vibe. So
Yeah,
they're just
yeah.
like bangers and some, maybe 1 or 2 sort of like cold wave sounding
Sound,
one where,
yeah, yeah,
yeah, because all I have to do is, I mean, I all my drum sounds are samples that I've created.
yeah,
But then sometimes, like on my friends, I use an 808 drum kit.
yeah.
And so there's a song on the new one that I use an 808 drum kit. So just by using an 808 drum kit, all of a sudden we sound like this cold wave song,
Yeah, yeah,
you
it
know.
goes, yeah,
But so there's one of those.
yeah, yeah. And uh, we've got a question here actually about Turkish leather, and I did want to ask this anyway. So, um, it's about the cover art and stuff for Turkish leather, and how you came up with that. Because I mean, I think that that record, like that art, everything that came out art wise to go with that record was so fucking cool. Like, and it just, yeah, it was amazing. And
I
yeah,
agree.
so
We
I'd like
didn't
to
make
know
it.
how did that, did you give the directive of like, you kind of want this, or was it something
No.
that the artist was like,
Um, Let me think. So Danny Scales did the artwork for Turkish Leather, Into the Water, and Their Body.
mm-hmm,
Um, and I don't remember if we said we wanted such and such or something one
mm,
way or another.
yeah,
But he just sort of provided us with well, he's really he's good artist. So he just sort of came at us with his one choice, which
yeah,
was a
like this is,
version.
yeah.
Yeah, he's like, this is what we're gonna do, and we're like, oh yeah, we're gonna do that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it worked out well.
Does he listen to anything beforehand?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah. And so that was kind of, I guess, like what came to him was this.
yeah, totally. He
Yeah.
did so that and he did that. That's how he worked all the way until Their Body. In Their Body, he had another idea, or no, I'm sorry. Either way, he sort of gives us his first idea, and like that's like the one he wants us to pick. But we sort
Yeah.
of massaged it. He had like a different angle that we wanted to use on the back, and he had yeah, I forget. I think the front was the front. Like, this is what we should do. Let's do it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The back, we gave him some direction on. But yeah, that's all Danny, really. Like, that was him. He shot the photo.
Yeah.
The person in the photo that's underneath that material is a
Sure.
friend of Danny and Ben.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember his name, or her name, I forget. But yeah,
Yeah.
that was Danny Scales.
Because it's just so striking, and
Yeah.
it just stands out a lot. It's like it's one of those records that you want in your collection because it looks really pretty.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're just like, oh, this is like really nice to put at the front.
Yeah, and that's
You know?
important for us too, to have that sort of the package be obviously. I think everybody's like that, but it's
Yeah.
important to have it just be. I mean, obviously there's no band name on the front, right? And that's sort of
No.
that's obviously important because of the art itself is so strong.
Yeah, yeah. I
But
think if you had the name, it kind of would be weird.
well, and so with that, there's sort of a shift that Jeff at the label has sort of been sort of suggesting, like maybe you should put your name on the record cover because it's on his side, it's easier for promotion, or it's easier for when you're digging around at a record store, even though most of the time we're in our own little slot with our name on it. So you kind of know
Yeah,
everything.
yeah. Or you can do those plastic slips where they have the sticker.
Yeah.
Like, which
I
is
mean,
what a lot of people do when they don't want their name on the actual front.
That's what we did too. We had a sticker that was on the cellophane.
Thing, yeah.
But I'm going, so right now with the Mission to the Sun record cover, I mean, I have this, maybe he's watching right now and I can convince him, but I mean, I'd rather have nothing on there and just this cover art, but
Yeah.
it does make sense where, you know, Mission to the Sun's a new thing and nobody knows anything about us. So, but he's sort of pushing to have the name Mission to the Sun and on there. And I'm looking at his other releases and I noticed that they all kind of do have the name on them, even Chasms, you know,
Mm-hmm.
Chasms or House of Haven.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, it's interesting because Turkish Leather is so, like you said, so successful in that it's interesting and creative and it doesn't have any name on it. And we were pretty unknown at that point.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't know the band and you're walking through a record store and you're looking, you're like, what is this? Like
Yeah.
it immediately draws you to it. Because that artwork is just so striking. So I think you've got that aspect as well. And yeah, and in some record stores, yeah, you're going to be under Ritual Howls anyway.
Yeah.
So, you know, you can kind of get that. But yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of yeah, like I kind of like art not always to have the name on. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work.
Yeah.
It just depends on what that art is, you know.
Yeah,
and if it stands up enough on its own, you know.
Totally. Yeah.
And like loads of people don't use the name. Like they might have the album name only, or that's it, you know, or just the art.
Yeah.
I mean, Into the Water didn't have your name on it.
No.
It was just that image. Yeah. So you kind of like it's yeah, I can kind of I get it and kind of don't, you know, like I get both sides of it, but like I kind of like the idea of the art, you know, telling the story. Ooh, we're buffering again. Hopefully his phone hasn't overheated. Oh, he's left. He'll come back. At least he froze on a nice pose, not like a really hectic one, which works as well. So we'll just see if he'll come back. Yeah, and again, yeah, if anyone has questions, yeah, feel free to put them down below as well. And I was gonna say hello to Invader Records who are watching, and also actors. It's really cool that you're watching. I was actually going to contact you guys and see if you wanted to come on. So I might message you after this, because yeah, I think it'd be cool to have you guys come on. At the moment, I will say as well that I'm working on locking in a lot of guests for August. So I've got a few already locked in, but I'll like start announcing over the next week as well. Yeah, it's been a really good response to this whole series. So yeah, there's like a lot of people who want to come on. So yeah, we're just going to keep going until yeah, I don't want to do it anymore, or no one wants to come on anymore. Yeah, it's been really good just having something not only for me but for everybody else to join. I'll just get Chris is back again. You died again. Is it
Crazy.
overheated?
I think maybe because it's Instagram Live and I mean, I don't know. It's never overheated for me before.
That's so weird. Yeah, maybe it's just because it's like video, like it's never used it. Yeah, all I was saying was, yeah, I kind of feel like, yeah, you know, the artwork is quite strong. So yeah, I mean, but I can't discern that because I haven't seen the new artwork, obviously.
Yeah.
For Mission to the Sun, so I can't really make a comment on whether it stands alone or not.
Sure,
you know?
Sure.
But when it comes to like the names of the albums and that kind of thing, is that something you guys come up with together, or is that something that kind of spawns from Sue?
Well, I mean, they spawn from Paul's lyrics. So there will be sort of a notion that somebody might have from Paul's lyrics or a name of a song.
Yep.
And that's, so Turkish Leather, obviously. And then it was a song. And then Into the Water was sort of there was a variation that Paul had in his lyrics. And we worked it until it was into the water.
Yeah.
So collectively we worked it. And then the same with Their Body. It was, what about this? What about this? Let's do this.
Yeah.
Same with Rendered Armor. I think Rendered Armor was, same thing. Basically, here's the notion. What do we think? Bat it around. And then, let's do that. Which is great because obviously they stem from Paul's lyrics.
Yeah.
And so they're mostly coming from him, but he gives us sort of some lyric writing control to say, hey, what about this?
To say, hey, this will work, or
yeah.
Because he has a good way with like song titles and stuff. So
totally.
You've got a lot to work with in terms of like if you want to pick things for the names as well. So I think that really works. I was going to say, what led you to, like, you were saying you've been playing music since you were young. What, like, set you down the path of, like, this is my experimental music? Like, what do you call it? How I do it. I'm always like, like this. You do these things and da-da-da. Like, was that something that you just taught yourself? Like,
I mean, basically, my dad played the guitar, and so at a really young age, I was playing the guitar, and then in school I played in band, and I wanted to play the guitar in the jazz band, and so in order to play in the jazz band,
you're a band geek.
Oh yeah, totally.
Did you have to do the march thing, like
so well
that you see on American movies?
Yeah, I'll get to that actually in a sec, but so I had to go in the regular band to play in the jazz band, and I wanted to play guitar in the jazz band, but there is no guitar in the regular band. It's percussion, strings, horns. So I chose percussion.
Yeah.
So I learned the drums, the different drums, learned all that aspects of percussion, and then when it came time to play in the jazz band, I played the drums, like the traps as they called it.
Yeah.
Because they had a really badass guitar player already.
Yeah.
So that's how I started playing drums. So because I was playing drums, I was already playing guitar, and through drums, I'm learning to play the piano, and because there's sort of like the xylophone and other instruments that are similar scale. All that led to me like being able to go right to a drum machine or a keyboard and keep time and transpose ideas from that I was working with real drums into a drum machine.
Yeah.
So it was sort of a natural progression from going from drums and band. So I was in band until freshman year.
I just love the concept because we don't have we have music classes, but we do not have band.
Yeah.
So I love it, like seeing like in films like the band all marching and doing that stuff. It's so geeky.
And it's just like it's like another class. It's like you either choose band or you choose physical education, PE.
I'd choose band. There's no way I'd choose PE.
No. So
I'd rather, even if it's playing the triangle, man, I'd rather be doing that than PE.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. So you start out, you choose band, so you don't want to do PE, and you can play the triangle or you could play the clarinet or something until you get to high school. So freshman year, it's time to do marching band. It's time to do what you've been training to do, essentially. And so at that point, I was already smoking cigarettes, smoking weed, skipping class all the time. Yeah. And I remember the first couple times just meeting up for the marching band, I was just like, fuck this, I'm just done. I just like checked out. So and
you have to wear those geeky like outfit.
The whole uniform and like the hat. Yeah. I never got as far as getting. I never got as far as getting the uniform. I mean, at this time, I graduated in 2001. Yeah. So at this time, I was from high school. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was, Marilyn Manson, Skinny Puppy,
Yeah, yeah,
White
yeah.
Zombie. I
Last
mean,
thing you wanted
was,
to do is wear one of the suits, and they're usually white, aren't they? With like,
yeah,
they're
we're like
kind of always
blue.
white with like, yeah, with
Yeah,
all that on them,
yeah,
gold like
yeah.
things and all that. Yeah, hideous. Yeah, so the last thing you want to do, like, yeah, you're rocking Marilyn Manson. Last thing you want to do is be walking down in
I
there.
was skipping school, going to the train tracks, and smoking weed and
Yeah,
smoking cigarettes.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's such a yeah, it is such a foreign concept, but I find it really funny that I've just always
Yeah,
found it funny. But it's because
never realized
your
that.
schools are football is so ingrained as well in your school, like, as well. Oops, little buffer again. Hopefully he's not on the dead end. Just wait and see if he comes back. He's having a rough go with the internet. No. Sorry, gang. Poor Chris is having overheating and crazy issues on his end. So we'll just see if we come. We'll just wait for him to jump back on again. I know a lot of people are getting excited about Emma Ruth Rundle, who is going to be on the 27th of July. I'm going to be posting probably later this evening. We're just going to change the times for Emma. We're just going to make it a bit earlier. So I will be posting out an amended time schedule for Emma's appearance on the 27th for everyone who's watching who's keen on seeing Em. That will be a really good one. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. I'm just waiting for Chris to come back again. Poor guy's got internet issues. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Oh, Natalie. Oh, Nadia. Sorry. Hello. Um, here we go. I can see he is back. Yeah, Emma's going to be very awesome. Hey.
Let's see how long this one
Three.
lasts.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say it's just come up now. We've got 1 minute 50 anyway, so
Oh,
I'm gonna have to hang up and call you back anyway.
that's
So,
all right.
but yeah, I was gonna say we don't have our football isn't as ingrained in school as like yours is. So
Sure.
you're like cheerleading, band, and football are all like together.
Yeah.
Whereas we have football, but like people don't go to it. Like it's like the school doesn't go to it. You know what I mean? Like they
Yeah.
play matches and like, you might have 10, 15 people sitting on the side of the fence watching, but it's not an event that's held in a stadium or anything. It's just like at the school on an oval. And there's no cheerleading and there's no like marching band or anything like that. So
Yeah.
that's just all movies, like American movies for us.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, even, like it's just a totally foreign concept. Like what cheerleading? Like what do you even do that for? Like I don't I think we have cheerleading maybe for basketball or something, but it's yeah yeah it's really strange. It's just a weird thing. Yeah, you're going funny again, but yeah, the time is running, so let me call you back and then we'll see how we go.
Okay.